Hey everybody, what is going on? It is DJ and we are back. We are back, baby. And today we do have the Necromancer set, modded, primal ancient, and everything. It's golden, it's good to go. We got dual wield, two-handed scythes, and we're gonna break this down for you guys. So, yes, this is for PS4 only at the moment. I'm gonna have to talk with somebody and see if he can get the Xbox going as well. But for right now, this is just for the PS4, so I do apologize for you Xbox users. We will get back to you guys as soon as we can. Now, we're gonna get into the breakdown of this bad boy. Now, first off, there are two different sets, technically three, but one of them is just kind of the belt and the bracer, so there's kind of like, whatever. But so we do have the Jessith arms. I apologize if I say these wrong, guys. I'm kind of a little excited. But I'm not going to get into too detail of what each set does, because you can kind of figure that out in the game. But we do have the Jessith arms set for the weapon and the offhand, which is absolutely freaking amazing. So the next thing we got is we got the Crown's buff belt and bracers. Basically, you know, with the set together, it just gives you the extra vitality. And we all know that using some of the skills with the Necromancer actually destroys some of your life, so that extra little bit of vitality is not too bad. Plus it gives you extra movement speed and makes you immune to knockbacks and stuns, so that's always a good thing. Now, the actual set that we are using is the Grace of Inarius. Now, this goes based around the bone armor itself, the skill bone armor, as you can see right here. Now, I am going to quickly go through afterwards all of my skills and all my passives, so you guys can go through and copy them if you wish, because the way I have it set up, this set actually runs really smoothly, especially in a Greater Rift 150. It's not built for speed, so all you speedsters out there, it's not actually built for that, because the Necromancer is not really good at constantly moving, unfortunately. But so what do we got? We got a bunch of intelligence. Every single item has at least cooldown or resource cost reduction in each one. The reason being is because this character is ridiculous in terms of freaking cooldown and resource. It is absolutely ridiculous. So there's a bunch of it, and you've probably seen other sets where yes, there is a lot of cooldown and resource cost reduction. It's because it is heavily needed. So what do we got? We got everything. We got the Grace of Inarius gloves, shoulders, we got the chest plate, we got the helmet. Is a little different though. The helmet is actually the crown that gives you bonus to your gems. That way we have the beautiful cooldown and resource cost reduction, 45.3%, which helps out a great deal. So that is why that is just a little separate. Now you're wondering, well, you don't have all 6 pieces between, you know, we got the boots, the pants, the gloves, shoulders, and the chest piece. That is because in the cube you are going to need 1 out of 3 of these things, and the one thing you need is the Ring of Royal Grandeur. That is because that'll give you your 6th set piece bonus. That way you can get the full set bonus and not have to worry about having the headpiece. So that is always the best thing. Now we're going to get into the rings real quick. Of course, we have the test ring 516. That is going to keep you alive in greater rifts and things like that. We have the physical skill damage ring, which makes you able to do Greater Rift 150s without any issues. And being that the Necromancer has a bunch of physical skills, it's very easy to kill things in 150 rifts, especially being that this character is so overpowered in so many ways. It is absolutely ridiculous. So the next thing, we do have a different amulet. This amulet, a lot of you have probably seen it around, you know, floating around here and there. It does have a bunch of the affixes on it. It basically just gives you that extra boost. It is absolutely amazing. I'd like to give a shout out to my buddy Dog, because without him that wouldn't be possible. So without him, this gem, or not this gem, but this amulet would be non-existent in my inventory right now. So special thanks to him. And so yeah, so now we're going to get into the skills. Now you don't have to copy these skills exact. This is just what I found that works with the set and how it all formed together and everything. So we got the Land of the Dead and then the Invigoration Ruin. Your skills do not cost essence while Land of the Dead is active, and that's very helpful, especially since, you know, I can constantly use this skill in a rift. You can teleport, use the skill, just kind of wipe everything out as you go, and you can constantly, you know, recast it when the cooldown's done. So there's the Land of the Dead. Next we have Death Nova and the Unstable Compound. Basically, this just gives you that extra. It kind of just allows you to clear things out really quickly on the screen. We have our command skeletons, and we're using the frenzy ruin, which basically your skeletons go into a frenzy, gaining 25% increased attack speed while they attack the target. So that's really good if you have, you know, a boss that just doesn't want to die. But being that it's modded, it doesn't really make a huge difference. It's just nice to have that extra damage, just because, you know, damage is damage and everybody likes damage. So there's that, and you also get them going around you all the time, so they always walk around with you and kill stuff. So the next thing, we have the Blood Rush. Now this is basically teleport, and it runs basically the same amount as, or not the same amount, but the same way as the Wizard's teleport does, in terms of you always have a cooldown, and it sucks, but it's pretty cool if you time it right, so it's not too bad. Now it does take away life, however, the way I have it here, it removes the homeostasis, removes the health cost, so it's really cool. But you can go over and use the metabolism, which gives you the extra charge but doubles the amount of health. So it's an either or situation. Now the next thing is the I don't even know how to say this word, to be honest with you. The simulacrum, something like that. I don't even know. I just know what it does, and it splits you in pieces, and it's really cool. And then use the reservoir passive or ruin with it, which increases your maximum essence by 100% while in the form, which is a huge help, especially when you're going to be using this skill and things like that. Especially if you're in this form, it's really helpful. Now next thing, of course, is the bone armor, and we're using the Harvest of Anguish. Just gives you that extra movement speed, you know, in a greater rift or whatever, so you can go through it smoothly. And being that it goes with the set, it deals a bunch of damage, and it's really awesome. So, and it actually makes your character look really big and beefy and freaking just an absolute tank. Now, for the passives 1, 2, and 3, and 4. I almost forgot the fourth one there for a second. The first one we got Fueled by Death. And I'm not going to go through them all because you can kind of just see them or pause the video as you go through. And we got the Commander of the Risen Dead, which actually I found is pretty helpful. So you're going to want that one most definitely. Dark Reaping. You don't necessarily need to have that one, but it is really cool to have sometimes. I actually might end up changing that. So let's do this one. We're going to do that. That way we get some thorns. We can get some thorns in there, so we're actually going to use that. And then Overwhelming Essence. Just basically gives you that extra essence so you can constantly use your skills and go from there. Now, the cube powers, you don't have to have them set up how I do, except for you are going to need the Ring of Royal Grandeur if you want the full 6-piece set bonus. Other than that, the spear that I have, you know, chance of killing a demon to gain a random shrine effect, that's personally, you can put whatever you want there. I just have that there because I think it's really cool. And the boots that I have in the middle here, they just here to give me some extra movement speed, so when I use this skill I can run around a little bit faster for that extra few seconds. So yeah guys, so that is the basic breakdown of this set. Now of course the damage and everything is going to depend on your Paragon points and how many you put in each thing. Now if you have a bunch of intelligence, then that's going to increase your damage tremendously, and your vitality, that is if, you know, you rely heavily on the blood skills. It's completely personally up to you. But yeah guys, so thank you for watching. If you want the Necromancer Hazardous set Primal Ancient, add me on PS4. I'll leave the name in the description below. I will get back to you as quick as I can. Sometimes I get overwhelmed and I do apologize, but I try to catch up with everybody eventually. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time, peace out.